What up, YouTube? I'm back at you again, another movie review, and this time I'm reviewing a classic. It's very funny, and that movie I'm talking about is Porky's. Released in 1980, I think. I think it was 1980, 1982. Okay, 1982. And it comes in this box set with all three movies, and today I'm talking about the first one. Porky's, directed by Bob Clark, stars Kim Cattrall, Scott Columbia, Kaki Hunter, Nancy Parsons, and Alex Karras, and Susan Clark. So this movie is basically about these nerdy teenagers in high school who basically have crushes on these girls, and they basically figure that they can have sex with them and basically try to do that before the end of school. And it's pretty much the whole plot line of the movie. So here's the front, here's the side, and here's the back, and here's the distant side. But yeah, this movie's a classic. It's very funny. It's very racist, though, I'll tell you that. And it's very, very, very dirty. But yeah, like surprisingly, this is like early 80s movie. There's a lot of female nudity in there. And I don't know about what the 80s, like what was going through like the director's minds, because there was like a lot of nudity in a lot of movies in the 80s, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. But this movie is a classic. I mean, like, you can't go wrong with it. It's very funny. It's a coming of age story, basically. Like us guys, like when we go through high school. I mean, like we all go through the same thing. So, it's a pretty funny movie. It's a very good series. I have to say that the first one is probably the best out of the three, by far. There was a double feature that was released that had 1 and 2, and I did have that, but I found this set, so I just got rid of it. But yeah, anyway, if you haven't seen Porky's, I recommend you guys check it out. I think it's on Blu-ray if I'm not mistaken, but if it's not, let me know in the comments below, and let me know that I appreciate that. And yeah, the acting is pretty solid. The lines are just hilarious. The script was well written, and yeah, like basically like the character development, it was really well done. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, it's basically like a good like high school type movie. And it's a very good coming of age story. But I think that the things that the guys in this movie did now, I think that the people who did the same thing as they did now would probably end up in jail. That's all I'm gonna say, because they did a lot of crazy stuff in this movie, and I'm just gonna say that they would probably go to jail for a very long time if they did that now. But yeah, this movie is just wild, and I have to say that it's like the '80s version of American Pie and Superbad. So if you've seen this, and if you haven't seen American Pie or Superbad, this is pretty much the '80s version of it. Same thing with, oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, this is also the '80s version of College with Drake Bell, which is another funny one. I'll review that someday. But yeah, if you haven't seen any of those movies, highly recommend you guys check those out too. But if you haven't seen Porky's, you definitely need to. But I wouldn't recommend it to girls, because there's a lot of offensive things that goes on in here. But yeah, especially don't watch it with your mom or your parents, because it's a very awkward movie, I'll tell you that. And it's just odd, and there's like a lot of awkwardness to the scenes and everything. It's just like one of those one of those movies that's gonna make you scarred for life if you watch it with your wife or your girlfriend or your kids or your parents or grandparents or what have you. But yeah, anyway, I wouldn't recommend watching it with any of those. But yeah, I recommend watching it alone. If you're a guy, if you like dirty comedies, I highly recommend it. If you're a girl, and if you don't mind like any of like the raunchiness, then I'd say check it out. But yeah, I just thought I'd give that out there. But yeah, thanks for watching and subscribing. Definitely check out Porky's. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you really enjoy this video, and I'll catch y'all later. Word out.